We're back for your ears only. I'm Eddie Robinson.
I'm David Alpern with this quote from the news. Good morning, Penguin Random House. That's the new greeting of the newly merged publishing houses, creating the biggest publisher in the business. Now this.
From the great beyond, a vision told me the great warrior would help me on my quest. One who has been to the other side and returned.
All I know is that a man killed my brother. If we ride together, we ride for justice.
A new movie version of The Lone Ranger marks the masked man's first theatrical release in over 3 decades. Based on radio and TV serials of the same name, this updated action-adventure feature stars Armie Hammer in the title role and Johnny Depp with more makeup than ever as Tonto. It's the latest in Hollywood's slate of new sizzling summer releases meant to burn up a box office near you. Will they? For your ears only, as faithful cinema scout, though no makeup, we're joined again by Boston Globe film critic Ty Burr. Welcome back to the program.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start with The Lone Ranger, a $250 million Western which makes you think of an elephant tap dancing. Explain that.
An elephant tap dancing in your living room.
Yeah.
As I say in the review, everything gets trampled, and even the dancing's not very good. This is a huge summer blockbuster from the people who gave us Pirates of the Caribbean that tries to do for the Western what Pirates did for the pirate movie, and it doesn't. Well, for one thing, I honestly believe that the Lone Ranger, as beloved as he is not a character who really benefits from being updated to the modern era. There's not much there. And Armie Hammer, who's a very good supporting player, he was the Winklevi in The Social Network. He's a good actor, but there's no character for him to play here. And he's paired with Johnny Depp, ill-advised, in my opinion, playing, the Native American, the Comanche Tonto, and Tonto sort of becomes the main character, but it's very much a reined-in performance. There's none of the exuberance of Jack Sparrow, and more to the point, the movie just doesn't know what to do with the Western. It's got all these big scenes that feel unconnected. None of the secondary characters are really very interesting at all. They're just sort of boiled down, generic bad guy, sweetheart pining. The movie just doesn't work, and it feels like a huge waste of effort and money that just, if you're in the wrong mood, kind of just makes you feel kind of sick to your stomach.
Another buddy movie, female cop flavor, is The Heat, starring Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy. Is it as funny as the very successful 2011 film Bridesmaids that Paul Feig also directed?
Right. It's not as much a surprise as Bridesmaids. This is a buddy cop movie, very much in the vein of Lethal Weapon and the Beverly Hills Cop and that kind of movie, but with 2 women in the lead. And would it work if Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy didn't seem to be actually having so much fun together? I doubt it would, but these two are just so enjoyable. And McCarthy, after, she really popped loose in Bridesmaids, and then took a downturn in The Identity Thief, which I hope you did not see. But this really reminds you of why she works so well on the screen. She's just so uninhibited. And, of course, Bullock is doing her Miss Prissy Pants routine. And they really do seem to enjoy each other's company. And as long as they're front and center, which for the most of the movie they are, it's just dumb summer fun that really works. And I have to say I enjoyed the Boston locations, too.
You were particularly keen of the Danish thriller A Hijacking, about the crew of a cargo ship hijacked by Somali pirates who proceed to engage in escalating negotiations with authorities in Copenhagen. What stood out for you the most about this film and its young writer-director Tobias Lindholm?
Well, this is a story that we kind of know from the headlines, but Lindholm really makes it work. It's almost a business suspense drama. It takes place in 2 primary locations, on this container ship in the middle of the East African Ocean and at the shipping company's headquarters in Copenhagen, where the CEO, who is this totally cool customer, is handling the negotiations, and he's dealing with the ship's cook, who's the sort of the person who's been forced to make the negotiations. And it's just, the suspense is pared down. really elemental. It works, and yet at the same time, a lot of bigger issues of the third world versus the first world, the global economy. They're there sitting in the background. They don't have to be brought to the fore, and they're not, but you can't miss them. It's just a very simple film that really is nerve-wracking, and you really feel for the characters, all of the characters.
Another film you enjoyed was the documentary 20 Feet from Stardom, the untold true story of backup singers behind some of the great musical legends of our times, starring Darlene Love, Mary Clayton, Lisa Fisher, Judith Hill, and backup interviews with the stars out front, including Springsteen, Mick Jagger, Sting, Bette Midler. Why did you like it so much?
I have to tell you, this movie made me happier than any movie I've seen in months, just because these women are so vibrant, so alive, and when they open their mouths to sing, it just buckles your knees. They have so much expressive power. And, there's a lot of frustration in the movie. These are women who have great talent, and through luck and bad luck and bad career advice, and various things in their careers, they've never been able to have the spotlight shine on them. But their voices. Darlene Love, who sang on pretty much every record in the hit single in the '60s. Mary Clayton, who sings on the Stones' "Give Me Shelter." Lisa Fisher, who has sung with everybody from Tina Turner to Sting and the Rolling Stones, who is just, I'd never really heard of her before, and she's just seems the most peaceful woman and has the most incredible voice. These women have come to terms with very interesting careers, and I saw it once, and then I took my wife and kids to see it, and my daughters who are into music, and they loved it as well. It's really a movie that I feel any generation could get behind.
Boston Globe film critic Burr, his recent book Gods Like Us on movie stardom and modern fame is available now from Pantheon. His new ebook, 50 Movie Starter Kit, What to Know If You Want to Know What You're Talking About, has been published by Random House. The Lone Ranger theme from TV, radio, and Rossini. And this has been For Your Ears Only.